I'm drinking Mountain Dew today.
Even though we're on a strict no soda diet during the podcast.
You said no Dr. Pepper.
That is not what I said. I said no
Pull the clip
soda.
up.
Do you want me to pull the clip up? Because I will.
No, I know for a fact I'm wrong.
Okay. it says maybe we'll get on a strict water only diet for you on the podcast. And you said I'm
And
drinking.
you,
No, I don't
because you're
burp on
also
the
part of the
podcast.
issue.
I don't burp on the podcast.
Burped once or twice.
When?
Pull the clip up.
There's no clips. This clip does not exist.
You had to at least burp once on the podcast.
I've never
Statistically.
I have not burped audibly on this podcast before.
Statistically, like 1 in 5 people burp a day. And like we record 1 day out of the week. And how many podcasts have we done? Like, this is our 14th. So it's like statistically it's had to have happened.
What statistic are you pulling from that says 1 in 5 people burp?
I just pulled it up.
And can you credit a source or anything like that?
The dictionary.
The dictionary says 1 in 5 people burp
Merriam-Webster.
every day.
Yeah.
So one.
Daily. Not every day, but daily.
So is it 1 out of 5 people burp once a day?
I didn't look anything up. I made it up. Alright? The source is I made it up.
Average modern day conservative. Sorry. Might make the conservative joke the open. We'll see.
Fine by me.
Fine by me.
We keep our guns on our hip where people can see them.
Welcome back to episode 14 of 101 The GOOB. Appreciate y'all for tuning back in. It's Bailey here, joined by my dear friend Matthew, as
And I'm
almost
Matthew.
always. He is back from the moving week. Yeah, that's why you could not make it on the podcast last week. We were moving. How has the move gone, Matthew?
Cool, but fun. I did it. This is not my permanent spot where I'm going to be podcasting. I still have yet to get my desk. That's been a whole thing because it didn't fit out the door, so I have to take it apart. However, I think this is a pretty sick setup so far. And honestly, the lighting's good. Better than my lighting in the other place. So, yeah, we're chilling. And honestly, just kind of being able to like deck the place out has been kind of cool. Still a lot of boxes everywhere. But that's kind of the reality of moving, I found. Other than that, the commute to work is very enjoyable. Able to listen to the podcast, right? Get some hours in.
Get the streams up, absolutely,
Yeah,
as everyone
exactly.
should be. As everyone should be.
But yeah, so overall, it's been very nice and just kind of getting a feel for the area, testing out new stuff, like when I go shopping, which place do I go? Just that kind of thing. And yeah, becoming a part of the community.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. I find it a little bit funny. Me and you went to well, first off, we had Matt on the podcast last week, and as always, he did an amazing job. Thank you, Matt. We appreciate you. You really stepped up at a moment where we needed you. As always, you killed it. But I find it very funny that when I had to do the podcast with Matt last week, the one topic I really wanted to discuss was me and you going to the casino. And now this week, possibly some of the biggest news in baseball history revolving around Matt's favorite baseball team, the Boston Red Sox. And I have Matthew here. And again, it's not excited to talk to you about the Rafael Devers trade, but I'd really like to get Matt's input from it. He posted something on our TikTok. You should totally check that out. Kind of summarizing a lot of Red Sox fans' feelings about that trade. But I did want to get into our casino experience, Matthew. Do you have any fun stories from the casino?
Yeah, I still got my wad of cash up there that I won.
Oh, nice,
Um,
dude.
So went in 200, came out 230. Boom.
Booyah.
First off, that's a win.
Uh-huh.
Um, honestly, we got a lot of steps in, and that's okay because we were going around looking at all the lights, and that's the fun part. That's the fun part. We were going around, walking around, trying to find, and I think my favorite part was trying to find the machine that spoke to us.
That was awesome. That was
And we would
awesome.
just go around and we were taking turns. We are like, you know, I'm really liking this one. And then just something clicks. We go sit down, spend maybe 5 minutes there or more if we really enjoy it.
Spend maybe 5 minutes there and maybe a few dollars there while we're at it.
Maybe a few dollars. Might as well while
Might
we're
as
there.
well.
Um, my I think my favorite part of the slot machines was when we went up to the vampire one because we have this running vampire joke. Um, and I hit like one of those jackpot things.
Yeah,
Not
immediately.
not like the big one, but it was like where it spins and you have to like tap the screen, and it was really funny just because it was the vampire one, and we go and I start hitting big, and I'm just like, I'm just sitting there, I'm looking at you like,
After every spin too. It was not he was throwing his hands up in the air and looking at me after every individual spin on this slot without fail, with people all around us, by the way, looking at us like, what is going on? As
I'm going,
For our audio listeners, Matthew hid his mouth behind his elbow like a vampire and then showed his fangs.
hmm.
Um, yeah, I had a blast at the casino as well. The the getting our steps in is no joke. We were so awkwardly trying to find a table to play table games at, where we were like, is there one that isn't a $25 minimum? We're like, can we play blackjack, somewhere else? Played a lot of slots just out of avoiding social interaction, which was pretty fun. Um, yeah, dude, I had a lot of fun, and we should do more stuff like that more often.
Stream it. I don't know if that's allowed.
I don't think you're allowed to stream gambling anymore. I could be wrong.
I also don't know if you can film in a casino.
That's also a good point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you have people in your ears counting cards for you.
Yeah, we were counting cards. You
I
remember
was
that?
counting cards. Yeah.
There were 52 of them.
Yep. When we finally got the gall to sit down at a table, I was. But no. And when we finally did sit down, that was really fun. Just being at the blackjack table, and the people we were sitting with were really cool, and good vibe.
It was
It was a
really
good time.
funny. We kind
And
of
I was like, hit me.
we kind of sat down at a table with our with two of us a little bit. We me and Matthew were at the casino because both of our girlfriends were going to a concert there, and
Mm.
both of their girlfriends were also going to a concert there, and it was a very fun time. We all got along pretty well, but we still were pretty reserved. It was a really really it was a good vibe at the table, and our dealer was really nice. But speaking of cards and speaking of numbers, I got a number for you here, Matthew. 717-803-7302. That's the Goop hotline for you. We do not have any new voicemails in there. We do not have any new voicemails in
What?
the Goop hotline, but
Really?
that can change with one listener calling into 717-803-7302 and giving us a call saying, "Hey guys, I just want to see how you're doing today."
So, here's a thing that you can tell us about. Who's your favorite baseball player? I want to know. Baseball player of all time. My favorite baseball player is Ranger Suarez.
Of all time?
Yeah, just because I recently got into baseball.
Yeah,
So it's like,
that's awesome. I always struggle with this answer. Cole Hamels right now is what comes to mind. Cole Hamels. Love Cole. Chase Utley, always there. Jimmy Rollins, always there. But I'm gonna go Cole
probably a
Hamels.
close second is Chase Utley. Just
As it
because
should be. You gotta, dude.
love the guy. But yeah, please call in. We have this phone for you guys to call in. So use it. All right. I'm messing.
No, he means it. He'll You don't want to know what he'll do. You don't want to know what he'll do. Yeah, exactly, Matthew. Show him what you're working with. Yeah, guys. Yeah, you're not gonna want to mess with that. You're
For the
not
audio
gonna mess
listeners.
with that. Oh yeah, for the audio listeners, Matthew's buff. For the audio listeners, he's buff. Yeah. Um, did you like
Oh,
that
wait,
trade?
Bailey, how are
Oh,
you?
I'm good, thank you. What have I been up to? Thank you for
Yeah, what have
asking.
you been up to? How are you, and what have you been up to?
I have not been up to much. I've been watching a lot of Phillies baseball. I've been working a decent amount. Um, and I got Junie a Bryce Harper jersey. There's going to be about 4 pictures on the screen right now. It's the cutest thing ever. She loves it. She was sleeping in it earlier. It's the greatest investment I've ever made in my entire life. Um, but thank you so much, Matthew, for asking. Do you have something you wanted to get into before we start talking about baseball? I just got a few things from around the league to get into.
Um, I think just something I'm excited about. The last game that we went to, you, me, and Nicole. I don't know if we're still bleeping their
We're not
names out,
bleeping
but
the names anymore.
okay, yeah, it's a lot of work.
Yeah,
Uh,
they're on the
um,
payroll. They're on the payroll.
they're on the payroll.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. They're our producers.
yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Handlers.
I lost my train of thought. Hold up. Oh, we went to the Cubs game.
Yeah, we
That was really
did.
fun.
That was a blast.
Um, it was really fun. That's where we, uh, the one TikTok. That's where some of that footage came from. Um, but I also got a Fanatic bobblehead, which I was really happy about. I just love little knickknacks. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
big fan of them, and having a little bobblehead. Like I've been wanting a baseball bobblehead, and it was on sale. It was like $15, and I was like, I'm getting that, and I did.
That's awesome. Yeah, bobbleheads rock. Especially like the Fanatic. It's never gonna get
Yeah.
old either. Um, yeah, that was a great pickup because you got it for like $15. Like
Exactly.
that's such a good deal. That's such a
And it's
good
pretty
deal.
big. It's like
Like it's huge even. Audio listeners, he's measuring about 18 to 17 to 18 inches, I would say. It's very large. Uh, and then yeah, All Star game's coming up, or All Star voting has just opened.
yeah.
Vote for Trey Turner and Zach Wheeler. If no one else on the team, Bryce Harper a little bit deserves it. Alec Boehm's been picking it up as of late. Vote for all the
I was gonna say
Phillies.
he's fourth for third baseman.
Yeah, yeah,
That's pretty big.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, he really is starting to heat up, and I've got more on that to come later here. A little bit of a teaser for the listeners, a little bit of a teaser. That's how it's done in the business. But Trey Turner and Zach Wheeler absolutely deserve to be All-Star starters. Vote them, get them in there, do yo ting. Um, Other things around the league at the moment. Shohei Ohtani is pitching again. He pitched on Monday, June 16th. It looks good. It's topping out at 101.2, almost 101 the GOOB. 101 point GOOB. What were your initial thoughts seeing Shohei pitch, Matthew? I know you got to catch some of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Seeing him just come in for one inning, like I know people are like, oh, he only came in for one inning. He's so bad now. But it's like no, like he's coming in like it's pretty much a rehab start. Like he's
Exactly.
building up to it, and I think that's the biggest thing. Um, and just seeing him get some of his pitches out. I think the one was it 101 or
101.2.
100? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, like that's awesome. Like
Unreal.
coming out and throwing something that fast is it's a big deal.
Yeah.
And overall, I think it's exciting just to see him slowly work his way back in.
Absolutely. It's really exciting. He did allow some soft contact that did end up allowing an earned run in that first inning. But it's also against one of the most dominant lineups in baseball right now in that San Francisco lineup, of San Diego lineup. Sorry, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself. We are going to talk about that San Francisco lineup here shortly.
Mhm.
But yeah, that San Diego team is no joke, and does not surprise me that in his first start back, Shohei may allow a run to Fernando Tatis and and company out there, Manny Machado. I mean, it's a really, and I don't think Jackson Merrill's playing actually. I believe he's in concussion protocol at the moment. Um, but that team's really good. It does not surprise me that they scored a run off of him.
Mhm.
Um, What does this mean for the other teams in the National League? Do you feel intimidated by Shohei coming back to pitch, or do you feel equal level of intimidated by the Los Angeles Dodgers this year, if he's pitching or not?
I I think whether he's pitching or not, they're um a stacked team.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they are. The whole lineup's good.
So I
They have a
guess
lot of good pitchers.
to push it a little bit further, I know you're probably getting to this
Mhm.
point. Does Shohei pitching take them from a stacked team to an unbeatable team, or do you think they can still be taken down in the playoffs?
I think they could still be taken down in the playoffs.
Okay.
I think that's the cool thing about baseball is that there's so many games that so many possibilities can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and how can you be romantic about that? No, sorry.
No, you're good. I like that.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, and it's like obviously I think him pitching brings him to another level because he's the only two-way player, right?
Only two-way player. Yeah.
Yep, yeah, yeah. Like he's the only two-way player in the league,
Unless you
and
count
he
Joey
is.
Gallo. That you don't get that joke, unfortunately, but it's a good one, I promise.
I thought you said Joe Gatto.
No, Joey Gallo.
Take that out.
Joe Gatto is not a two-way player.
Uh, that's wild.
I thought you said Joe Gatto.
You're like, where are we going, man? Really? You're really gonna derail us? Come on.
No, Joey Gallo is a career position player that uh, is now pursuing pitching. He's like in the minors pitching now, but he was a outfielder and first baseman. Sorry, I didn't mean to derail you. I did derail you that time, and I'll own up to it when I do it.
No, it's fine. Um, Trying to remember what I'm saying about the Dodgers, right?
Yeah, the Dodgers, are they unbeatable?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, I don't think they're unbeatable, but I think definitely by Shohei coming back into the lineup, and I think also just with a lot of those other pitchers that are on the IL, with them coming back in, it definitely brings them up a notch because they have a lot of talent, and just by adding those in and giving them options, definitely is going to make them an even harder team than they already are,
Yeah.
but not unbeatable.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
With Snell on the IL, Dustin May is has been bouncing back and forth. Glass now seems like he's out for the season. It seems like they're always getting bad news from these pitchers. Roki Sasaki is shut down until the All-Star break. They need this. They desperately need Shohei Ohtani to take down innings now. Like they only put him out there for one inning on Monday, which is very good. Like they should not be pushing him any further because we need to preserve this arm for as long as we possibly can, so we get to witness this type of stuff. But they need it desperately, and because they are one game ahead of San Francisco in the rankings in the National League West right now. They are not running away with this like a lot of people thought they were. And I agree that they are not unbeatable by any means. They got swept by the Phillies. But they're a good baseball team. They're a very good baseball team. Shohei Ohtani on the mound is a huge X factor. And I guess my next little piece on this is what level of production at pitcher are you expecting from him? Do you expect him to take on a full starting workload? Do you expect him to still have a pretty short leash even once he's fully unleashed? Have you heard anything about that? Have you read anything about that? Or do you just have a gut feeling?
I mean, like, obviously, I do know that in his first few games back, like he only did one inning here,
And he'll probably get
and
ramped up to 3 next time. And
yep,
yeah, but I'm asking
yeah.
once he's at his full, like he's fully given the go ahead again. Do you think we'll see him get 8 innings into a game?
Um, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't see why not. I don't know if it'll be like an every time kind of thing because obviously they don't want to put him at risk of another injury
Yeah.
because he already is a top performing player just as a DH. Um, and I don't think they want to risk that because they obviously something's going right. You know what I mean? It's like even when he's not pitching. But I think being able to have that option, I think, is something that they're definitely going to toy around with and kind of see what they can do, what they can't do. And honestly, to be honest, it's probably going to be Shohei. He's like, put me in,
Yeah.
and they listen.
So the one thing I was going to bring up on that actually was my favorite piece of information to come out of all of this is people were asking Dave Roberts, people were asking Dodgers upper management, people were asking everyone about like what the workload is going to look like, and then they ask Shohei about it, and Shohei says, "This is what's normal for me." Like people think that like I want to for workload management I should be DHing all the time. That's weird for my body. Like my body is used to pitching and hitting, and it was really interesting and kind of eye opening a little bit. Where maybe okay, yeah, let him do his thing. You know, he knows
It's like
what he's
such a
doing.
humble brag.
It is.
It's like such
awesome.
a humble brag, being like, oh, the workload, like this past like 2 years has been light. Like this has been nothing as he's like taken
winning the
the
first
league by
MVP
storm.
as a National League DH.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like that's insane.
Winning a
that's
World
insane.
Series.
Yeah.
But I if he could pitch somewhere around a 4 ERA for the rest of the season, which I would presume he's probably gonna be in like the 3.3 to the 3.7 range. There's no chance anyone else gets MVP. No one else will for the next few years here. He's gonna keep on doing it. I don't think voter fatigue is going to be possible with someone like this. But we'll see. Maybe someone will have an insane regular season somewhere offensively. It would have Cal's in the American League.
Oh, are the Mariners American League?
Yeah, Cal's competing with Aaron Judge.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's kind of really unfortunate for Cal in the same way that it's really unfortunate for everyone in the National League right now.
You just cut out.
Oh, okay. It's just saying that it's going to be very unfortunate for Cal in the same way that's really unfortunate for everyone in the National League because Judge and Ohtani aren't going anywhere anytime soon, and they're going to continue winning MVPs.
Yeah.
I'm very excited to see more from Shohei. I'd love to see a playoff start. That would be electric. I mean,
that'd be unreal.
He comes out, pitches the first inning, and then he takes the lead off at bat. Then the next, it's so cool. It's so cool. Yeah. We are so lucky to be living at the time where this is happening because
he's just an amazing athlete, and it's like people are always like it's a natural thing to go against it and be like, oh well, there's other good people too, or it's like which completely fair, but also it's like a lot of people I think just disregard the fact of how good of an athlete he is, and it's like, oh, he had the gambling scheme, and it's just like,
I'm over it. Yeah, I'm good. I don't care.
It's like, like okay, like I'm sure. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I feel like people are constantly trying to undercut his achievements, which doesn't mean that he's not free from criticism. Like yes. I think he very much should be criticized. I think anybody should be criticized, but you can't deny that he's one of the best athletes right now out there.
Yeah, I mean he's the face of baseball right now in the same way that Aaron Judge is, and the game is lucky to have him. We're expanding Major League Baseball into other countries thanks to him. Not that it wasn't already popular elsewhere, but like we're hitting different levels of notoriety around the world thanks to Shohei Ohtani exclusively, and that's really, really awesome. When we're talking about groundbreaking, world-breaking news, that is Shohei Ohtani pitching, I also have the Boston Red Sox send Rafael Devers to the San Francisco Giants for right-handed pitcher, starting/relief pitcher Jordan Hicks, left-handed pitcher Kyle Harrison, prospect outfielder James Tibbs, and right-handed pitcher Jose Bello. I'm not familiar with Bello, and I don't have many notes on him here. Jordan Hicks is a very interesting arm. He throws about 105 miles per hour. I'm not being dramatic. He can reach back and hit that speed. He can be a starter. He can be a reliever. He doesn't throw a lot of strikes, but he can throw the ball fast. It's an interesting piece for a team that desperately needs some arms. Kyle Harrison, left-handed pitcher, starting prospect that actually got optioned to AAA right on the beginning of this trade, right when he came over. They want him to add a third pitch to his mix before they bring him up to the major league level. Then the really interesting one is outfield prospect James Tibbs. He was a 13th overall pick out of FSU in 2022. Outfield prospect like the rest of their prospects, which is one big issue. But the guy is really, really interesting. I will tell you that much. He's got a really good swing. I guess the one question is then, you trade for a really good prospect. Even if he pans out by the definition, he still might not be as good of a hitter as Rafael Devers is that you just lost.
Yeah.
Matthew, give me like real quick. I've got some more information here. I don't want to like totally turn it over yet. Rip the Band-Aid real quick. What was your immediate thought when you heard they traded Devers? Are you familiar with Rafael Devers?
Mhm.
Give me a breakdown of your thought process.
My thought process initially was like, damn, like
Mm-hmm.
that's kind of crazy. But on the flip side, it's like I think I understand why.
Okay.
Like from a completely management point of view, like or a completely like team point of view. Um because they have Bregman, and
Yeah.
it's like I know Devers was not wanting to move, and it's like yeah, it sucks. And like I'm sure a lot of people obviously want to keep him, but it's like the team just signed this person and like they kind of put themselves in that predicament. So it's like they have to get rid of one because they're both top tier players. And it's like unfortunately one of them is going to have to go, and especially if they don't want to move, that's just what's going to happen.
I mean, I do understand what you're saying. I mean, luckily, I mean, this is the American League. I was gonna say luckily we have a universal DH now, but the American League always had a DH. Devers could have stayed at DH for the rest of his career in Boston.
That's true.
There was nothing like he obviously wasn't happy necessarily doing that, but he was doing it. He wasn't willing to move to first base, which was clearly stated, but he was
Hmm.
willing to play every day at DH. So you aren't necessarily locked to that unless you have other plans with your prospects coming up, which are blocked
Hmm.
by individuals. Not Rafi Devers, but they are blocked by that DH position. Um, One quick little note I had here: people are drawing similarities to the Luka trade between the
Yeah.
Lakers and the Mavericks, and I think the only reason that I personally see that lineation is because it came out of nowhere a little bit.
Yeah.
There were light rumors that Devers was like it wasn't even rumors. It was like speculation. People were saying like, "Oh, they're going to have to trade Devers now." I didn't think they were going to do it. I don't think any Red Sox fan thought they were going to do it. Um, and it seems like they didn't shop the market. It seems like they
Yeah.
found a team that was interested. And I know it is interesting in baseball, especially because there's only so many teams that are going to be willing to pay the contract out that he has remaining. He has $250 million remaining on his contract. He's a year and a half into a 10-year contract.
Like
Um,
that's wild.
that's absolutely insane. It's absolutely insane. The Giants lucked out, though, I can tell you that much, because that's not the price you're getting for a top tier bat nowadays. Juan Soto just signed for $800 million.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, not to shoot down on Vladimir Guerrero Jr. or anything like that. Rafael Devers is a better hitter than Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Unless I'm totally mistaken in that sense, he is far and away a better hitter, because Rafael Devers is a top 10 hitter in baseball.
I
Um,
think that's a fair statement.
yeah, and it's really confusing to me. Is the whole thing?
Hmm.
Besides the clear butting of heads that Breslow has had, which is the Red Sox GM with Rafael Devers. I have a couple quotes here. Oh, go, please.
Yeah, yeah. I kind of want to ask you a question. Like, if we were to turn that into the Phillies, who do you think that's akin to if we were to trade someone just out of nowhere,
Y-
just for or like for Phillies fans?
yes. So I was trying to think of the best the best way to do this, and it's really difficult because we don't have a guy that we extended like that.
Hmm.
Um, that came up through our system and won a championship with us.
Yeah.
Rafi Devers means a lot to that fan base. I would say, um, I really am trying to rack my brain for like who it would be on the Phillies. Um, Maybe a little Zach Wheeler esque, uh,
Yeah.
but also it's difficult to draw that lineation. Maybe if Kyle Schwarber was a career Philadelphia Philly, and really really loved playing left field,
Hmm.
but wasn't that good at it. You know what I mean? So it's really hard to draw a Phillies lineation, but I can say that what this player at least previously meant to the team and the fan base, Rafael Devers, is the equivalent of Bryce Harper. He was the
That's what I
heart
was
of the
thinking.
team. As
Yeah.
far as I'm aware, again, I'm an outside voice looking in. I'm not a Red Sox fan. I have Red Sox fans that are of my friends. They're lovely people, but it it doesn't seem like anyone was about this trade besides the management in charge. Um, yeah, I've got this quote from David Ortiz that kind of what I'm gonna do here, Matthew, is I'm gonna provide you with some information, and I want you to make an official statement. It doesn't have to be an official statement. I want you to make a ruling on whether you think that Devers or Breslow was more in charge, was more in the right in this situation. Okay. So this first quote is from David Ortiz, who reached out to Rafi Devers multiple times. He says, "You can't imagine how many times I wrote to Devers trying to give him advice, but unfortunately he has communication problems. He almost never returned my messages, but I don't blame him. He's a good guy, but he definitely needs to improve his communication. He should find an advisor to help with that." When someone like David Ortiz comes to talk to you or tries to reach out to you, especially being a DH in Boston, I think would be a really, really, really good resource to tap into. I think to draw a Phillies lineation, if Bryce Harper were to show up in Philly, struggle, and then reports would come out that Mike Schmidt was reaching out to him, and he was like, "Nah, I'm good. I don't want to talk to you." The city might explode.
Yeah, that's wild.
It
Like,
obviously didn't go that way, and we were very fortunate for how Bryce like is here. But I didn't mean to cut you off there. Please go ahead.
oh no, I'm just like, that's wild. As two people who were loved by the city,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like two people who have, I don't want to say like similar careers, but like similar.
Very similar careers.
Yeah, yeah. That's just kind of crazy to turn that down, and it's just like, why not talk to him, even if it's just as a colleague or as a friend, even like it's that's just crazy. I
It
don't know.
it seems
For
like you're turning
for
down resources. It seems like
exactly.
an opportunity to improve as a person and a player, and you're refusing that. So that's definitely, I would say, a point in the management side. Um, this part is definitely important. Yeah, keep track for me, please. Uh, Audio listeners, Matthew has one finger up and the other finger at zero. The other hand at zero. Um, During spring training, Rafael Devers was told to put the glove away by Craig Breslow, the Red Sox GM. He was told that he would not be needing it because Alex Bregman is going to be playing third base. And one important piece of this is that Rafael Devers was not given this extension by Craig Breslow. He was given the extension by the previous GM. So there is definitely a little bit of, I want to do what I want to do with my team. Doesn't really matter what was done before me here. But
Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
it is kind of messed up.
Yeah.
And when when Tristan Casas tore his left patella tendon, Devers publicly refused to play first base. He said that I was told to put my glove away. So I guess in this situation, kind of mismanaged by the front office, right? Why can you not talk man to man with this guy? Say, hey, like, or just not put this. You put this problem on your own plate, is what you did. You said
Mm.
put the glove away rather than we're gonna try and work you in. We're gonna see what we can do defensively. We're gonna make sure that you're still batting every single day. But whether that's at first base or DH or third base, we'll figure it out because Bregman said he was willing to play second base. They could have worked this out in time and figured out a way to make everybody comfortable, and it seems like they didn't want to do that. Um, uh, since the trade, Breslow has had some strange comments. One issue I had, real quick, is that they had their press conference after the trade, and they did it via Zoom. I found
That's crazy.
I think after something like this, you should be forced
Yeah.
to face the media a little bit face on, let people talk
Yeah.
to you in the moment, and get real opinions from media heads.
I don't know if I've ever seen a press conference in Zoom like outside of, I mean, obviously COVID's still a thing, but
Yeah,
like the COVID years.
yeah.
That's kind of crazy. That's pretty wild. That's
It rubbed a lot of people the wrong way.
unprofessional.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
Uh,
that's crazy.
yeah, and then one really weird quote. I'm paraphrasing. Please watch the full press conference if you're interested. But pretty much what had happened was Breslow was asked if he would have handled things differently, if he had known where it was going to end or anything like that, and he said pretty candidly, like, yes, I wish I would have handled certain things differently. I feel like we could have ended at a different place, but then circled back immediately after that statement and said, I still stand by all my decisions and think I would have done the same thing now. And so it's a very weird back and forth within the same like 3 sentences. It was a very interesting moment in the interview, and it's definitely worth a real look. Um, yeah, so I just think a little bit of mismanagement on both ends of the spectrum here. It seems like it started on, for me, my opinion. I'll give you my opinion before I make you give yours. It seems like the miscommunication and disrespect kind of started on the side of the Red Sox. Um,
Hmm.
and Rafael Devers had the opportunity to really make himself look like a really he had a chance to immortalize himself in Boston fame even more than he already did if he would have just stepped up and taken on those first base responsibilities once Casas went down. I think that would have made him look amazing. He would have kind of been like, I'm sticking it to the man, but I'm also Rafael Devers, so I'm going to hit 35 home runs this season and have a 900 OPS. Um, so my take is that Devers was a little bit unprofessional for sure, but I don't think what his reaction or what he has done was unprovoked. Uh, yeah, what are your thoughts, Matthew?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. It it's like I think the management definitely started it by being just coming
Disrespectful.
out of nowhere and being disrespectful to a player that means a lot to the Red Sox. And it's like that's not something you do. Like you need to value your players. Like they are like this is their job. It's like value their work. And yeah, he definitely wasn't valued in that moment where they said put the glove away. Like that's crazy.
Exactly.
Um and then to like I think while I don't think it's professional, I don't think it's unwarranted for him not to be like sorry, like this is what they said. Like um but I do agree that he could have kind of what's the saying? Like took it on the chin.
He
Is
could
that
have
the saying?
really yeah, he could have taken it on the chin.
Yeah.
He could have taken the higher road.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
could have really made himself look like a great person, and I don't think he's a bad dude by any means. I just think
No.
he had the opportunity to really put it to the Red Sox ownership in a way that would have really resonated with Red Sox fans, especially.
Yeah.
Imagine something like that happens in Philadelphia, like a huge blow up between like these two, and then out of nowhere, like Alec Boehm, he said I hate this place, and
Yeah.
was getting booed, and then he in the interview he said, you know what, the moment got the best of me. I was upset. They were booing me. I don't hate it here. I I was just upset in the moment, and then he got a standing ovation the next day. Like that type of
Exactly.
stuff. That type of like. See, that's not a direct comparison because Boehm was the one that made the defensive error and stuff like that. This is
Hmm.
on ownership of the Red Sox. Um, but yeah, they're claiming they're gonna spend this money elsewhere and make some moves. We'll see it when it actually happens. It opens up for them to be in this free agent market. Kyle Tucker is a name in this free agent market. That'd be a super interesting find a get for the team. Um, yeah, they're back in play for some major free agents clearing $30 million a year off their cap. But it is very interesting how we got here and what this actually means for the Red Sox. Uh, I
Yeah,
think
I
it's yeah.
sorry.
No.
I think just that an athlete being able to be very sportsmanlike off the field, I think is very classy.
Mm-hmm.
And being able to like especially in regards to their management and their um and all that, it's like it's very interesting to see those dynamics because obviously when we watch a game, we're watching the game. Like we're not watching all of the behind the scenes things that are happening. between the higher ups and the players. So it's like to know that that stuff is going on and then see how they react to it. It is very cool to see them be classy, and it would have been cool to see him be like, all right, I'm gonna pop off at first base.
It would have been
Um,
really cool to see.
yeah, yeah,
But
for
I
sure.
think that's the extent to which you can be critical of him. Is it would have been really cool to see him take that step, and I think he's gonna have a great career in San Francisco. I
100%.
Yeah, I think he's gonna be awesome. I think they're gonna love him out there. And best of luck to him, and best of luck to all the Red Sox fans. We're sorry. That stinks. I'm sorry, guys. It's just
Yeah.
unfortunate.
The official Goop statement is, "Hey, we're sorry."
Hey, we're sorry. We went really long on this on the stuff around the MLB, but it was a very exciting week, and this Rafael Devers trade is super super interesting stuff. I do
Yeah.
have one big Phillies headline for you right now. Uh, as of the day we're recording, 6:17, Nick Castellanos broke his game started streak. He is not starting today. Did you see anything about what happened?
Low key, this was actually what I was bringing to the table. It's
Please,
actually kind of funny.
please, yeah.
Um, I was actually going to ask you a little bit about it. All I know about it is just the fact that he made an inappropriate comment. And him and Thompson are bumping heads. Um, that's crazy because it's not injury related. It's
Nope.
not scheduled time off. It is a punishment. Um, and I think that's just crazy for somebody who's played in how many days did you say? It's almost like a year. Like at this point, like
236 consecutive games. He started every
that's
game last season.
crazy.
It is. So
That's crazy.
do you think that Rob's out of line for benching him?
I mean, personally, I mean, I said it earlier. Like, I think people should be criticized,
Okay.
and like, I think, granted, I don't know what he said,
Yes.
so it's like I don't have that. So I don't know if it's like an stepping of
No.
Rob's power, but also it's like that's crazy for somebody who is such a normal player,
Yeah.
somebody who's constantly taking on the workload, constantly out there, and also constantly doing his job
So
most of the time.
my first off, I was really happy with Rob pulling Nick out of the game last night. I thought it was a 2-run game. Nick is an absolute defensive liability in right field. He
Hmm.
doesn't make errors anymore, which is very nice. Don't get me wrong, but that's due to not making the extra effort. He doesn't have the range to get to the ball that some outfielders would. When that ball
Yeah,
was rolling into right corner on Monday night, he looked like he was running in quicksand. In this situation, up 2 runs against, I mean, it's a Miami team, but that's a huge outfield out there in Miami. Gigantic outfield. I don't want to see Nick Castellanos out there in crunch time playing defense, to be completely honest with you, unless we are down and we need his bat. Max
it's
Kepler in
fair.
right, Rojas in center, Brandon Marsh in left. Let them hawk down balls in the outfield. That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
Um, so I think
and in a game like that, that's what you need.
exactly. And I think the reason behind pulling Nick Castellanos from the game is so valid that if he was giving Topper a hard time, bench him. Bench him. He's been a league average bat. He's been good. He's been really good as a Philly. And I don't want to get back on my hating Nick Castellanos side of things, but people criticize Rob Thompson for not doing anything. They say he's complacent. They say he doesn't do this. And the second he does something that's actually productive, the team pushes back and he has to bench Nick Castellanos for a day.
Yeah.
I,
What do you like? Do you think it was just kind of going back and forth saying like, "Hey, why'd you pull me?" Or it's like being angry that he was pulled? Like, do you think that
I'm sure he was angry,
is?
but
Hmm.
I think I don't know what you have to do to piss Topper off.
That's kind of what I'm confused about because Topper's a pretty easygoing guy. He's constantly defending his players. That's the thing.
Always.
And and for him to take a step like this, like I feel like it had to be something pretty severe because he's always backing up his players. So for this to happen, I think is a really big deal.
Of course, the listeners will know. I am excited to see if he is starting tomorrow. I'm interested to see if he's going to be back in the lineup on Wednesday, and if not, how soon he's going to be back in the lineup because this is this is a big deal, and we're
Mm.
nearing the end of his tenure in Philadelphia. At least this contract. He's got this year and next year on the books still. But we can't act like Otto Kemp isn't screaming for a roster spot right now. Um,
Exactly.
that's where I stand on that. I was gonna get a little bit into the Phillies. That we had a 6 game homestand against the Cubs and the Blue Jays, 5-1 in that series, including a sweep of the Blue Jays. Some of my highlights here. I've got Zach Wheeler in his last 2 starts against both these teams. 12 innings, 2 earned runs, 16 strikeouts. That's what I'm about. Alec Boehm heating up. Alec Boehm, 10 for 24 in these series, 9 RBIs, 2 homers. Mick Abel, over 4 starts now in the major leagues, 20 innings pitched, 20 and a third, 2.21 ERA, 17 strikeouts, 4 walks. Mick Abel. He did give up those 3 home runs against the Cubs at the game we were at.
Hey, it happens.
It's the Cubs. It was 3 solo shots. They're going to, it happens. It happens against a team that good.
I'm pretty sure something Bailey said. Aaron Nola's just passing on the reins.
Someone's got to do it. Someone's
got to let up the solo shot home runs. It happens.
I didn't get to my biggest
I would let
take
him up.
yet. My biggest take is that this year Aaron Nola's not going to lead the league in home runs allowed for the first time in like 3 years, and I'm really excited for that. Mainly because he's not pitching, but he's not going to lead the league in home runs allowed.
That's fair.
But also he did strike out Kyle Tucker with the bases loaded in that game, and Mick Abel, that is. And me and Matthew were really excited. I was psyched up. We were up there in the 300 levels. I was screaming.
I was freaking out.
And don't look now, but Trey Turner's been unreal this season. Trey Turner is batting .306 with an .819 OPS, 19 stolen bases. He's been hitting. He's been hitting the ball. He's been hitting it well, and defense has been taking a slight tick up.
Yeah, and it's like, obviously, it's really frustrating. He has a high error count at a player of his caliber.
Yeah.
Definitely a very high error count, but also, if you're gonna have a high error count, have a good offense.
Exactly.
And like, yeah, it sucks to make those errors, but also that's not to say that you're an awful player. Like, he can still hit the ball and he can mash. So if he was doing bad on both sides of the plate, it'd be a different story. But it's really awesome to see him heating up, because we like to see that. We like to see people do well.
We do like to see people do well. Yeah, please.
Jesus Luzardo locked back in. That was awesome to see that game.
Matthew, we are getting a call.
Oh, we're getting a call. This is actually really exciting.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hey.
Is this 101 The Goop?
This is 101 The Goop. Thank you for calling. You are live on air.
Hey, what's up, everybody? So, all
Hey,
I got for you guys, this Devers trade as a Red Sox fan is weighing on me heavily. And you know it's a bad day in sports when other teams feel bad for Boston fans.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that, man.
Yeah.
We're not sponsored by BetterHelp yet, but when we are, we'll definitely hook you up with a code, okay?
Awesome. Thank you, guys. That was all.
That's all? You sure?
I'm sure.
All right. Well, we're here for you if you need.
Thanks, The Goob.
No problem. We love you. Thanks for calling in.
Bye, Goob.
That's awesome. Did you text him?
No. That was the first live caller on the podcast. That's pretty exciting. Derailed us a little bit. Jerk.
Yeah, what the heck? Jesus Luzardo.
Oh, yeah, please talk about Jesus Luzardo.
Don't got any stats.
Oh.
Just really liked it. I like that. That's good. Do that more. Do that again.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. That loved watching him. And to see him kind of go through some of those slumps, like, that sucks to, like, as a player, especially somebody like Jesus Luzardo, who's been doing amazing work this season, fall into a slump like that. But it happens. You let up home runs. You let up runs. It happens. And hey, we're all human, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, we all make mistakes.
Everybody has those days.
But yeah, it's awesome seeing him, and definitely he's been one of my favorite people to watch this season. So seeing him lock back in is really awesome. And then we already talked about him, but Otto Kemp, seeing him just come up and do his thing, and seeing his family there is I don't know, it's really heartwarming. It's like they're showing up to support their kid, and it's like he's in the big leagues. I don't know, it's so heartwarming.
It's really awesome. I actually have I have a little bit on Otto Kemp here. It does tie a little bit into Bryson Stott struggling so much, which is really difficult. Stott looked like he got hurt again on Monday night. He's playing again Tuesday night. Seems like that elbow may be laboring him again for whatever reason. Otto Kemp can play second base. He's played second base throughout the minors a little bit. And in his first 9 games, he's batting .303. He has a .676 OPS, which is just below the MLB average for right now, which is a .711. But he's looked confident up at the plate. He's been getting on base at a decent clip. And yeah, well, I think we're going to start to see the ball get lifted and sent out of the park a little bit from the guy. But he's looked really confident, and he's looked like he's playing some really solid defense out there, which I really, really love. I'm just as excited about the Otto Kemp. And something that I think we are both very excited to talk about right now. Someone that I was very big on to start the season with. It wasn't going too well. But over the past 2 series, the Blue Jays and the Cubs, Max Kepler's batting .350, 7 hits, 3 homers. Come on, some clutch homers. Remember that home run against Mason Miller in the A's? Oh, man, dude.
Yeah.
Max Kepler, please be back. Please be here. I want to see you mash these balls. He hits them so high. Don't say that.
Sorry.
Who do you
want me to do what to you?
Who do you want to be the goober of the week? I want to go to bed.
Oh man, this is a hard one.
It is a
this
hard
is a
one.
really hard one.
It's been a good week of baseball.
Part of me wants to do Trey Turner.
Trey Turner absolutely deserves it. I'm totally game.
Yeah. Trey Turner, I think you're the goober of the week, and we love you.
We love you, Trey Turner. I'm sorry that I yelled about you so much. I'm still going to do it again in not that long, probably.
But Trey Turner, regardless, I'm proud of you.
Matthew, do you have any questions or anything like that to leave our... Oh, do you have any questions for me? Do you have a fun baseball question? We haven't had one of those in a little bit, and it's totally okay if not.
Ooh,
If you don't have one prepped, we'll make sure we have one for next episode, and it's totally good.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, it's
I can't think of
okay.
anything off the dome.
No, don't be sorry. Yeah. Do you have anything you want to leave our listeners with? Any like wise words that you've learned recently or anything like that?
Yeah, next time you're watching a baseball game, go get some hot dogs, get some popcorn, enjoy some stadium food while you're sitting in your room, in your living room, watching the game. Pretend you're there. It's a fun time.
I like that. Make sure you check out the socials. Subscribe to us on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. We don't use that much, even though we should.
I should, but hey, it happens.
Hey, it happens. We'll get there one day.
We're only human.
We're only human. We're only SpongeBob. We're not.
I'm only Phillies. I'm only Philly fanatic. After all,
So put the blame on Bryce.
put the blame on Trey Turner.
Thanks for listening.
Boom.